What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich with guests Ryan LFC and Ajamo Palmer. If you're watching this on Ryan's channel, your boy Dominic Rich, Ajamo Palmer. Ryan, Palmer, how are you guys doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, fine, man. Fine.
We're coping. We're back with another madness. We're gonna dissect all the madness that's been going on, yeah?
Yes, guys. We're gonna go through all the Premier League games that we haven't spoken about since we last convened last week for match week 34. City, they seal second with a big win. Big win over Brighton. Liverpool dropped points at home for the first time since God knows when. Chelsea lost to Sheffield. They were literally put to the sword. Get it? The Blades. Norwich got relegated after being smashed by Mikel Antonio. Not by West Ham, by Antonio. 4-0. And the most recent result, Bournemouth miraculously coming back in the second half to beat Leicester City 4-1. So this and more coming up. So guys, make sure you stick around for the entire video. If you don't want to stick around, I'm going to put timestamps in the comments and in the description box of this video, so you could skip around and you don't have to watch the fixtures you don't care about. So guys, let's get into this, man. Match week 35, the Premier League is almost done, and I'm happy that we actually got to finish the season and it didn't have to like come to a halt and give Liverpool the title with an asterisk and all of that. Ryan, you happy about that, right?
Definitely.
Palmer, what about you? You happy that the season is back?
Yeah, of course I'm happy that the season is back, but it wouldn't matter to us because we would have gone to the Champions League and now we're just holding on and biting our nails and looking to see if we will make it. But yeah, I'm glad it's back, of course.
Did a truck just pass by?
Yeah, that's a truck.
Yeah. It's really loud, man. You need to go outside and put up a couple cones and tell them you're inside making a video. So
I can't block the public. I can't block the public crowd.
So they need to be a little quiet. Next time if a truck pass, just hold where you say that, let the truck pass, so that we could actually, because that was loud though. That was loud.
I didn't know that it was gonna pass just now.
I know. Of course. You can't predict these things. It's like sometimes I'm making a video on a plane fly over. You know what I mean? So
and it's Sunday. We have quarantine and everything. So I don't know why it's so busy.
Yeah. So guys, we have a game coming up tomorrow that we won't be able to talk about. Man United versus Southampton. That game finished. The reverse fixture was a 1-1 back in August. I didn't even remember these August fixtures. A lot of these teams met early in the season, hence the reason why they're meeting late again. So, and a very interesting thing about Man United is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has named the same starting 11 for the last 4 games. And he could actually do it for a 5th time in a row, which is very rare these days in football. And they have been in very hot form, one of the most informed teams, if not the most informed team in England right now. More informed than City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. That's our clubs. And you guys would agree with that, though. What are your thoughts on this match? Southampton has been playing well, so Man United has been playing well also. So what are your thoughts on this fixture? Give me your predictions. And then
as I said, no, Dominic, only find the formula, so it wouldn't be too chopping and changing coming to other fixtures because these guys are putting in the work for him and they're getting the results. So I wouldn't say any need for him to experiment at this point. And I expect a win, but probably will not 3 because Southampton's a good outfit as well. But yeah, I expect Man U to progress from this fixture.
I think there's a Man United fixture here that we also need to talk about that we didn't cover last time around. So we will get back to Man United. But for this game, it was a 1-1 draw back in August. Ryan, how do you think this one's going to finish?
Well, with the likes of Leicester City and Chelsea dropping point this weekend, going to tomorrow's game is a very important game for Manchester United. So I am expecting Manchester United win 2-1. It's going to be tough. Southampton on some very good form right now. The likes of Danny Ings, Redman, they are looking very good, but it's going to be a tough game. Manchester United at home, and I expect an important win for Manchester United to put them in the top 4. They're going to third or fourth, yeah.
Yeah. Said Ryan, you saying both. You came out the blocks real fast, real good. Real good. I like that. Actually, Southampton 1-1 during their last game against Everton. A 1-0 win against City. That was a big shocker. A 3-1 win against Watford. They lost to Arsenal, but they did defeat Norwich after the restart. So after the restart, they have been good. They have 3 wins, a loss, and a draw. It's very hard to predict this match because Southampton, look, man, they could beat anybody right about now. Danny Ings has been on fire. He has more goals than any Liverpool player this season, right? I think he has 19 goals this season. And
definitely.
Yeah, so look, the man has worked hard, came back from a tough injury, injury after injury, 2 knees given out. And it's big. Southampton 9-0 early on in the season against Leicester. And for them to be in this position right now is simply amazing. They're 12th. They are 12th right now. So I think with that said, I think it's going to be a Man United win because Leicester, as you said, Ryan, they just slacking and dropping points. Chelsea dropping points. Man United are probably having a celebration right about now, man. Because they're 5th, 58 points with a win against Southampton. They go up to 61 points. 61. Straight to 3rd. And they wouldn't need to win the Europa League in order to get Champions League football next season. All they need is top 4 or 5. Guys, do you know the verdict for us, City, will be known tomorrow morning, 4:30. I set my alarm to wake up 4:20 so that I could make a video for whatever verdict we have and maybe get an hour's sleep after I'm done. So, yeah. But I don't want to stay too long on United because we got to talk about them again. So we're just going to save the rest fixtures for when we get back to United. That sounds good, right?
Yep.
And I don't know if there was another Southampton game that we actually missed. There's a few games that we have the Villa United to go through, the West Ham, Norwich, Watford, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Tottenham. Yeah. We actually have a Southampton game coming up right next on the agenda here. So Everton won, Southampton won. I just mentioned this game. Richarlison scoring in the 44th minute, well set up by Luca Dean. This kid, man, this guy, Luca Dean, formerly of Olympique Lyon or Marseille, one of them, went to Barcelona. Now he's at Everton. He's looking good again. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that he's a quality player that we could use at left back as well, because of his experience and all that. And he's even on our radar. So he's one of those quality players that normally step down to the Premier League, and sometimes they don't show the quality until further on in the campaign. And that's what we see now.
I actually think he would do very well at Man City. I think so.
Yeah, better than Mendy, of course.
Because going forward, the man is good and he's sound defensively.
And he's calm. He's calm on the ball. Yeah.
Defensively, he's very good. He got injured today. We'll get to that game. There's just a few catch-up games that we actually need to talk about. So Richarlison on the score sheet again. And guess who else was on the score sheet? Danny Ings. Danny Ings actually scored first. Richarlison equalized. 2 first-half goals, and there was a penalty missed by James Ward-Prowse. It was a VAR screw-up. And, VAR has been really messing around this season, especially in the past week. A lot of decisions not given, a lot of decisions given that weren't really supposed to be given. Any thoughts on that, guys? Did you guys see this game?
Well, I saw it, but it was so long ago. I watched it. I remember that I told you that I expected Everton to win, and they responded. They didn't get the desired result, but yeah, it's a fair result. Fair enough.
Ryan, any thoughts on this? Liverpool fan, any thoughts on Everton 1-1 draw?
Yeah, I expect Southampton to give Everton a very, very tough game, and Southampton looking very good defensive, and with the likes of Dannings getting the goal, they're not going to concede a lot. We see them play against Manchester City. and they're going to play against Manchester United this Monday, and they know how to defense. They show it against the champion, the former champion. So it was a very good job for them at Everton.
Yeah. Big job. And when you really think about how much Southampton was struggling, as I said earlier, it's amazing how they stuck. You got to commend the board, though. You got to commend Southampton board for sticking with Ralph Hasenhüttl after the horrible start. And the man repaid their fate by picking up, all these points. Southampton actually has 44 points right now. They sit in 12th. This is unbelievable. I thought that this would have been it for Southampton in the Premier League. I thought they were going to be relegated this season, but they're way far off of that, man. Way far off of that. What are your thoughts on that, guys? Palmer, what are your thoughts on that?
And them sticking with their coach, yes, I think this should happen more often because it gives the squad a sense of stability. They're working with one set program. You don't want to relearn something at the start. Remember that when you implement a program, you won't catch it on the first couple of weeks, but during they will get better and more competent within that program. So I think they should stick with managers more for even medium to long term more to develop. Yeah. That's my take.
Ryan.
He's a very good manager. He's sure that he can do he do some big stuff in Bundesliga, and he's a proven coach in Germany. So I am so happy that Southampton stick with this guy through the tough time and know they're weak in the rear. So more Premier League coach should learn from what Southampton do. Patience is the key, and they are benefiting right now. So he has to give Southampton a lot of credit.
Definitely. One thing I did notice though, Everton, that they are playing this 19-year-old left winger by the name of Anthony Gordon. You guys realize that? It's like a kid coming from the academy. He's been getting a lot of game time lately. You guys realize that fast fly under the radar?
I saw the kid that they play, but I didn't register the name because I just thought they just playing random academy players.
Yeah, it's a kid by the name of Anthony Gordon. So he would be definitely one to watch. So, guys, out of 15 possible points after the restart, Southampton has taken 10. Amazing stuff, man. Guys like Redmond, Ward-Prowse, that defender, they have a really good defender. I don't know how long they're going to be able to keep him. Jan Bednarak, he's from Poland. That guy is very, very good. Who knows? Liverpool might scoop him up. You know what I'm saying? You never know. What do you think about that, Ryan?
Manchester City need him more than Liverpool. So.
You're funny. When you have guys like Lovren at the back, you definitely need a Bednarak, man. Seriously.
That guy throwing body in any tackle, anything, man.
Yeah, he does.
But many of these players like him, he can he fit in Liverpool team too. Most of the time Southampton sit behind on top of the 6-yard box and defense. Liverpool play much more high up the field.
Really, Ryan? Well, look, you're treating an academy like that?
But Ryan, he would more exactly. That's the academy, Southampton, basically. But he would need to adapt to the system. That's all he would need to do. Adapt to the system. Southampton actually outpossessed Everton in this game as well. So another thing, guys, could you guys believe? You pinch yourself and realize that Carlo Ancelotti is the manager of Everton Football Club. Do you guys even believe that still?
I think about it all the time. I said, there's no way they can get rid of this guy. This guy is bigger than Everton itself. Who would you replace Ancelotti with? What if he's not getting good results this season? What do you do?
That's
Ancelotti bring in somebody else?
Exactly. Because
you can't get him better than that right now for Everton.
He actually signed a 4-year deal, so he might be around for a while. Who knows? The Premier League might be heading to the blue side of Merseyside. What do you think about that, Ryan? No, not happening, right?
Just go and be dreaming. Everton has to just go and be dreaming. And Carlo Ancelotti, trust me, this is one of Carlo Ancelotti's biggest job he has to do. Trust me, guys. He have a lot of work to do. And this is the lowest Carlo Ancelotti step down as a manager to go to Everton Football Club. He do not have a lot of quality player there, and he's going to struggle, believe you me.
But the thing that could change. That could change. Remember, it's Ancelotti, Everton is going to...
He's going to attract a lot of players too. And this will, if he is successful in Everton, this will boost his profile as a quality manager. Because he will be his legacy will be intact to know that you bring a team that's mid-table into a championship position. So
definitely.
that is also a factor in why he took this job as well.
And Everton has money. If you realize they have been spending the money, but in my opinion, they haven't been spending it well. Like they spent too much on Iwobi. They spent way too much on Mose Ken, you know, and they brought in all these little bits and pieces, player like Bernard. And, you know, the best signing that Everton has made, like ever, is Richarlison. Richarlison. That guy, that guy, I would love that guy at City. Barcelona and Real Madrid would love this kid. Ryan, you agree with me on that?
Very good player, very good player.
Very
linked to him last year.
Yo, these are the players you want in your team, man. These guys are pumped up for the occasion, man. I'm telling you. So, Everton, guys, we will get back to Everton because we have a Wolves-Everton game to talk about. So, we will get back to them. In the reverse fixture for this, it was actually a 3-2 win for Everton where Richarlison scored twice. And, well, no. This I'm talking about the Wolves match. They won the game 3-2. Richarlison scored twice, and Iwobi actually scored a goal as well. So we're going to get back to that. We don't want to jump the gun too fast there. And we already spoke about Man United and Southampton fixture already. So that's the next game for Southampton. That game, as I said, the reverse fixture was a 1-1 draw. So just to catch up really quick, briefly, Bournemouth 0, Tottenham 0. Another big result for Bournemouth previously to the big result today. We're just doing a little catch up, 0-0. That was actually signs of bigger things to come, it seems, because for both teams too. Because Tottenham, they picked up a very, very important win in the North London derby as well. So we'll get to that. But there was a big occasion in this game where Harry Kane went down early on in the game and a penalty was not given. Are you guys aware of that situation?
Yeah.
Do you think it was a penalty, Ryan?
Definitely it was a penalty. VR is slacking up, man. I don't know what is VR doing, man. They're just making so many bad decisions and a clear foul in the box by Harry Kane, and they did not get. Really disappointed VR, even in our game. But we will get into that. But that one was a penalty.
Yeah, I see a lot of these wrong decision calls. I want to talk about them, but there's so much to keep on track of. There was one in particular that I wanted to talk about, but there's so many of them.
In this game?
Even in the game that just ended just now.
Oh,
there were some calls.
We'll get to that. But I think it was definitely a penalty, though. And you could tell by Mourinho's antics on the sideline, and he did come out and say that the people in charge don't want to take responsibility for their actions. And he was talking about the referees. And he always speak in vague language because he don't want to get in trouble. And I also saw that Mourinho was doing a press conference and there was a little technical difficulty in the press conference and he got up and walked out. Did you guys see that one?
No, I didn't see that.
No, I did not see that one.
Yeah. And also on Mourinho again, Amazon just did a documentary on Spurs and Mourinho said he's not watching it. He's not going to watch it and he is pissed off by the intrusion of all the cameras in the dressing room and all of that. So the man is pissed off, man. Do you think he has a right to be pissed off for all these things that's going on right now?
Well, he's the one who put himself in this position because if he signed a contract and there's understanding between the club, he should get his privacy to do what he wants. But apparently, he should have known that Spurs had that deal with Amazon to film the documentary.
Exactly. So, Ryan, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, Jose Mourinho for just keep your mouth quiet because these company are pay the club in a lot of money to do some of these documentaries. So this man Mourinho is too miserable. I think the game kind of a little bit more fast and he a little
temperamental, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He needs to be a little bit more friendly and smile a bit more. Even if the going is tough right now, smile a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not being a Grinch and being grumpy isn't gonna change anything. It's gonna make things worse for your team. You know what I mean? And just to
And I
talk
don't
about.
realize it, Jose Mourinho. This thing, if he not put himself together, because the game has been moved and evolved, and
Yeah,
I don't think Jose Mourinho evolved with the game. And as a big manager like Jose Mourinho, you look at the club them where he managed Porto, the Inter Milan, the Real
yeah,
Madrid, the Chelsea, the Man U. Things has been looking badly for Jose Mourinho, and I don't know how this guy still getting big job. How
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy
yeah.
still getting big job.
He
He,
need, he, need-
he
yeah.
failed at Manchester United. He failed at Chelsea.
He
And
did win. He did win the Europa League, and he did come in second. So
nobody remember that.
yeah.
Nobody loved the Europa League. Remember, England don't
But I
value the
thought
Europa League.
you said the Europa League should be respected the last time.
I told you that, but in England, the
Yeah.
clubs do not take it serious. But when you
The
look
bigger
at
clubs, yeah.
when you look at in the civil and all of these clubs, they take it very seriously. In England, people keep complaining about the Europa League, but the Europa League is big competition.
Comparatively to what everyone has achieved, Ryan, you have to look at it this way, because there was a Van Gaal before him, there was a Moyes before him that won basically nothing. And this guy came and they brought the side to second. I didn't know Man United, that squad could finish second at that time. And they win the Europa League as well. So he still shows some form of class. I know that he's not adapting to the game changes, but he still has his experience, and that's a quality that a lot of clubs might see in Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, he's still a very good manager in my opinion. He just needs to calm down a little. But then again, if he calm down, what fun would that be? You need this kind of
personality. You need that personality.
You need a mad, grumpy Mourinho for it to be fun and spicy. You know what I'm saying? Think about you see like how your face this, all. Why you got your face so pushed up? Smile a little, Ryan. Why you got your face like Jose Mourinho's face right about now? Now, because we're talking about Mourinho, you have to put your face like that,
Nah,
Come on, man. Come on. Put a smile on, bro. Now, because you guys drop points at Anfield, you got to have your face pushed up.
Nothing matter to us more than winning the Premier League.
What about the 100 points?
Exactly. What about 100 points?
What's more important for us is winning the Premier League.
Okay.
Anything is bonus and plus.
Okay. But anyways, guys, that was a big point. That was a huge, huge point for Eddie Howe and the Cherries, because they have been struggling a lot this season, because in the reverse fixture, they actually lost 3-2. So a 0-0 draw, a big result. And as I said, it was a sign of things to come. Spurs, up until then, they only got 8 out of 15 available points after the restart. So very poor in the context of them trying to actually get Champions League football or one of them top 5 right now. Well, you know what? After today, we would either be talking more about top 5 or no more top 5 at all. Just think about that, And I did hear something that if Bournemouth fails to survive, they would have to sell some of their better players like Ake or Josh King and so on and so on. And they might even have to get rid of Eddie Howe too, because these guys might be too expensive for them if they go down in the championship, Another thing I want you guys' opinion on is the Ndombele situation. Tanguy Ndombele, Tottenham's record signing, one of their highest earners. The situation at the club where Mourinho isn't starting him because remember before the lockdown, Mourinho was talking a whole lot of shit about Ndombele and say he ain't ready yet or whatnot. What are your thoughts on that? Do you guys think he's stay or will he leave?
Well, the thing is this, right? There should be a third party that comes in, say the board of directors, right? If Ndombele is the long-term plan for Tottenham, they should keep Ndombele and phase out Mourinho. However, if Mourinho is Tottenham's long-term strategy, there can be no room for Ndombele because there's bad contention between both of them, and Mourinho won't have him in his squad regardless of how much he's being paid and what record transfer it is, if he can't get along with him. So the board of directors have to choose who they want going forward. That's my take on it.
Okay, Ryan.
This is the problem I'm keep on saying about Jose Mourinho. When you look at Paul Pogba, you have problem with Paul Pogba. When you look at Chelsea, you have problem in Eden Hazard. When you look at Inter Milan, you have problem with. You always have problem with player, and this is what Jose Mourinho need to evolve as a coach. He has to be loved by. He has to want the player to love you. He has to
because you're a
the
manager,
father.
you know?
You have this experience, you have a lot of experience. A lot of these youngsters are going to look up to you, but you're pushing away the youngster from you because of the antics behavior. You cannot, everything you're going to not show them love. Certain thing Mourinho has to change. He keep on coming out when player do stuff, he keep on coming out, bash them.
You can't do that. Question for you, Ryan. When you're at work, right, and you have a good manager, what end up happening? You like your manager, what end up happening?
Yeah, you like him, you want to work for him.
Exactly, you work better, your output is better, you're happy.
Definitely. You know, so this is what Jose Mourinho need to do. You know, we understand say he has to have your limit with the player, but you cannot look at Klopp. Everybody that run through the wall for Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola. Sometimes they can be brutal when the time, but Mourinho do not know that.
So there have been a rumor going around that Barcelona are interested in the services of Ndombele and Ryan Sessegnon, who is also a player that Mourinho hasn't been using. Spurs spent a lot of money on these two players, maybe £100 million on both players, and close to that. Don't quote me on the numbers. And Mourinho not using the players. You know what I mean? So when you go to the board now and you demand transfers, they're gonna be like, but we bought players. I know it wasn't under him, but you're not using them. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. In this game, Son Heung-min was benched. I don't know if it's something to do with the previous match with him and Luis. He was benched, and maybe that he came off the bench, I think, in that game. Adam Smith had a nasty head injury. I actually I didn't watch this game, but I watched the highlights. It was a collision between him and Davies, and you know how serious they are about head injuries, but this one was bad. He had to be stretchered off, and he didn't feature in the game today for Bournemouth. Bournemouth actually scored through Wilson, but it was a handball by Joshua King. They celebrated and everything, but they had to be chalked off. And Harry Wilson, Liverpool, Loney, had a great opportunity, but his chance was saved. Bournemouth could have won this game, and it was signs of bigger things to come. So Tottenham, as we know, they played the North London Derby, which they won. We'll get to that. And Bournemouth, who they lost early on in the season to Leicester, they won their game. So that was a good result. That was a good result for Bournemouth, not so much for Tottenham. They might end up having to dropping points to Bournemouth. They drop points to Man U. They drop points to Sheffield. And, you know, it could cost them. It could cost them even a Europa League. Maybe they'll get a Europa League spot, but a potential Champions League spot. Let's move on to the next fixture. Aston Villa 0, Man United 3. Guys, you saw this game? Any one of you guys saw this game?
Yes.
Well, we had...
We are again impact.
Yeah.
They play really good. You have to give them a lot of credit. You have to give Villa a lot of credit. They was in the game until
at the start.
That VR thing.
Penalty, 27 minutes. Yeah.
It's Joe. These guys needs to get the thing right. They need to get some better people who are going to do the work on VR, because
exactly.
Bruno
They're
Fernandes,
not seeing this.
Bruno Fernandes clearly step on this guy and
exactly. The guy didn't even...
That's the one for it. That's the one that I'm talking about. He stamped on the guy and they gave the penalty.
That's kind of change again.
Look, the guy back off, you know, and Bruno Fernandes, you guys could see, go wrong with his spin and step on the man. Bruno Fernandes, I think, in my opinion, my honest and humble opinion, should have got sent off for that. He should have got sent off for simulation.
Yeah, because he fouled him and he simulated.
He simulated. That was, and the thing that pissed me off too, and it's not because it's Man United or whatnot. This, if it was City, I would have felt the same way. If a City player do this, send him off. Seriously, send him off. Because look, the way how he acted was like if he didn't know he did it. But that's the thing. I don't like that.
the commentators aren't saying these things either. You know, we are seeing it, right? But the commentators weren't mentioning
the commentators, from what I watched, the commentators did mention it, but they didn't say that Bruno Fernandes should have been sent off or whatever. But how is the VAR people not seeing this? How are they not seeing this? It's beyond me. But anyways, on the topic of Bruno Fernandes, he has won consecutive Premier League Player of the Month awards. That's amazing, man. You know, that's amazing. He put away the penalty as well. So he's been scoring them for fun, man. He's been putting them away for fun.
How many have it now? How many?
He has, okay, he put away the penalty.
No, how many Player of the Month he have been on since
he has started? 2. I think he has 2.
Okay.
Yeah. And because he has 10 appearances in the Premier League, he scored 7 goals and picked up 6 assists. This is insane. Insane form. So Greenwood, he scored again. And in 27 Premier League appearances, he has 9 goals and 1 assist. In all other competitions, he has 15 appearances, 7 goals and 4 assists. What a season the man is having, man. 15 G's, man. 16, matter of fact, 16 G's for 18-year-old kid, man. This is amazing. What are your thoughts on Greenwood, fellas?
Very good youngster. Very good youngster, and happy to see a young player coming through the academy for Manchester United and playing like this. He playing like a Mbappe right now. He has very good form, and put him on the left, put him on the right, he's going to smash that in the back of the net. He's a very good, talented player. Let us see if he can keep up this type of form coming to next season. So
that's what I was going to say, you know, because
he's two-footed too, you know. He's two-footed, genuinely two-footed, which is amazing, man.
That's what I was saying. This guy is good, but we not seen him over a long period of time. You have a lot of people that they look on, like Sanchez. Listen.
No, wait.
Right, stop.
You telling me 27 Premier League matches, 15 in all of the competitions. We haven't seen him enough?
What I'm saying is...
No, I'm saying though, the man is proving that he is ready. Two-footed. A defender can't even put him on his weak side because they're going to be wasting their time. He hit it with another foot. So I know what you're saying. We want to wait until next season to see if it's just a little one-season thing. But this guy...
why would they want to bring in someone else then? Because they're targeting Sancho and stuff. That's what I'm saying. He would have to prove himself first before he can lock in that spot.
Yeah, but I think the
recently... If they bring in Sancho next season, who will start?
Okay, let me tell you. What I hear from the Man U fan, I ask the same question. It'll be even better if they bring in Sancho because sometimes a situation may suit Sancho more than Greenwood. Or maybe you could play Greenwood and Sancho and rest a Martial sometimes or rest a Rashford. You know, because if Man United are going to have a season with 60 matches, you're going to need everybody. You're going to need everybody. You know what I'm saying? Pogba also chipped in with a goal. So Pogba, Bruno Fernandes playing together, it's working, man. It's working. And they could Pogba, a happy Pogba, hairstyles again, could spell trouble for Premier League defenses, you know what I mean? And attackers as well, because he does play a defensive role at times. Villa, they looked an absolute mess in this game, lacking the goals. But today, they obviously came back and won a game today. But up until then, they were lacking the goals, they were lacking the grittiness, and they were lacking the guile of a team that looks like they want to survive in the Premier League as well. Trezeguet, he did hit the post, and Grealish had a couple chances that he should have scored. So it could have been a totally different game if they were on top of their game here. You know what I'm saying? Ryan, I have a question for you. Where does Trezeguet come from? Palmer, your question too. Where does Trezeguet where's he from?
Africa.
Ryan, where's he from?
I don't know.
Egypt.
It's a trivia. Yeah, he's an Egyptian. Ryan, you should know this. You should know this. Salah. And that's why I ask you, you know.
You know that I used to play school. I know what I used to play school Chinese quiz, you know, so these things can't pass me.
Okay. Quiz time. How many Egyptians are currently playing in the Premier League? Ryan, you first.
2.
Palmer, you.
4.
Who? Okay, Ryan, who are the 2?
Trezeguet and Mohamed Salah.
Who are the 4?
Trezeguet, Salah, and El Mohammedi.
And who is the 4th?
And somebody else, but they didn't ask me that.
It's 3.
It's 3, okay.
Yeah, you're right. You. El Mohammedi, yes.
Where him play for? Aston Villa?
Aston Villa, yeah.
I think him team went down last year, right?
Nah. He's with Villa though.
No, his team went down last year.
No, he was with Villa. I think he
team went down in West Brom, bro.
No,
but
West
he's
Brom
in the Premier League, bro.
But he usually play for West Brom.
West Brom went down the season before, right?
Yeah, man, he usually play for West Brom, man.
Wasn't he at Hull at one time too?
Nah, man, West Brom in New Jersey.
Oh, but anyways, I guess when West Brom did go down, West Brom didn't go down last season, you know. I think it was a season before.
I West Brom in New Jersey play for.
Yeah, but he's with Aston Villa. You don't watch enough Villa. You need to watch more Villa.
But in that big point in that game, Saka scored earlier on in that game and
But we haven't got to that game though. The Villa's Crystal Palace. We ain't got to that game yet.
So which game are you talking about?
The Villa United game.
I think you've moved past that.
Nah, man. You sleeping, man.
Yeah, but you said Trezeguet scored.
I said Trezeguet hit the post.
Okay.
Palmer.
I really thought, man, him said Trezeguet hit the post, brother.
The man sleeping, bro.
I didn't hear that.
You got a little coffee there? A little Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee for Ryan?
No.
All right.
I'm going to get it.
We're going to move on to the next fixture, which was a big one. Norwich 0, West Ham 4. Norwich officially the first team this season relegated. West Ham, they moved up to 16th with this one, 34 points. 4-goal haul by Mikel Antonio, his first ever professional hat-trick. Mikel Antonio, what a player, man. What a player.
That guy deserves it, man. That guy is one of the most hard-working player in the English Premier League, alongside with Sadio Mane. So that guy really stepped up for West Ham this season, especially in the last couple of games. He really come into the party and get in some vital goals. Score against Chelsea, now score 4 against Norwich in the English Premier League. What an achievement for the African play, you know?
African?
Yeah, he from Africa, one of them African.
Bro, that guy can play for Jamaica, bro. That guy can play for Jamaica.
Ryan, what are you on today?
He's
English and Jamaican.
He can play for Jamaica, brother.
The man's name is Mikel Antonio. How is that a
why not him not come to play for Jamaica?
That's why I'm not give him no ratings, brother. That's why I'm not give him no ratings.
No.
Oh my God, man.
Listen,
right.
Theodore Whitmore, listen.
No, it's not Whitmore. He doesn't want to play for Jamaica, bro.
Don't make this a Jamaican. Look, don't make this a Jamaican conversation.
Theodore Whitmore, listen.
You're getting funked out, man.
Theodore Whitmore, if you're watching this video, listen, sign up that guy and give him a nice, sexy, big body Jamaican girl to marry him. To bring him to Jamaica.
He probably has a big body Jamaican girl in England already, so I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Oh, he probably has a POG or something. You guys know what a POG is? PAWG? You know what that is? You guys don't know what that is?
No.
We never reach your levels, bro.
That's a pretty ass white girl. You know, so he probably has one of those, you know what I'm saying? But focus here, though. Mikel Antonio is not African. He's Jamaican and English. So this is an informative thing we're doing here.
Senegal, they asked him to come play for Senegal. So I don't know.
Look. This is an informative thing we're doing here. We're going to learn. We're going to entertain. And we're going to teach. We're going to, inform. That's all. Look, it's all fun. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel no way that you're failing the quizzes and everything. Don't feel no way. It's fine. I know your team dropped points at Anfield for the first time and you're a little off. You know what I'm saying? If Liverpool had won their game, you would have been getting all these things right. All of them. But you have been on point today, though. Apart from that, you have been on point today. I must mention that. Norwich, man, they just can't defend set pieces. They have a small team, and they haven't been defended well. They have been making way too many mistakes in and around the 18-yard box. Like, there's a stat that Norwich has given away the ball more than like 125 times around the 18-yard box. When you do that, look, you have strikers poaching around, they're going to punish you. And that's basically been the story of the season, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the first goal, they conceded from a corner. They conceded from
remember for them style, for them system and style where they come up in the Premier League, they want to pass out that ball around the back. And if they do not have good player to do that, they're going to be in serious trouble. But you have to remember that, man. We have to remember this, that, man. They want to stick to them system.
Yeah, but Ryan,
they have to go down. They have to learn from their mistake.
That's not to, listen, that's not the
word. Learn from their mistake. Go down.
Let him finish.
They have to learn from their mistake. They want to play out from the back. They do not have the quality player to do that. So they're going to face the consequences of playing out from the back. So they're going to face it now. They're going to win the championship, rebuild, come back again, and do it much more better.
Listen, well, for them going to the championship, it's not the guarantee that they will just bounce back like that. And this is the point that I want to make. Listen, it's not about tactics. It's about personnel. It's not about tactics. It's about personnel. Because look, they beat Chelsea with the same type of tactics. This is West Ham because they're more physical. Look at Antonio. He can just bounce off those Norwich defenders and go score it.
Yeah.
And the same way they beat Chelsea, it's not about passing from the back and all the time. Sometimes it's about personnel and not tactics.
And the thing too, if you're playing, and I'm learning as I'm going as well, you know, because if you're playing a certain team, sometimes you have to change your strategy and your tactics, your formation. And if it's a certain team you're playing, stop passing the ball out from the back. Because like a Liverpool, a City that's constantly pressing you, you're going to get, listen, I don't know how this team beat us early on in the season. I don't know how they beat us, but they were obviously still hot from coming up winning the championship. They were hot, but they lost steam. We talked about this the last time around. They lost steam. They didn't have the longevity and the stamina. You know what I mean? I know in Jamaica, in the West Indies, we like to talk about stamina. They did not have the stamina to see out the entire Premier League season, and they are going down, man. And it's sad. It's sad. They're going to lose some of their best players. Yeah, they're going down. Yeah, they are going down. They're on the way down already. You know, and it was a really good performance by West Ham, though. But for West Ham, it's not job done. I think they will. I think they're going to be safe, but it's not job done for West Ham. Guys, fun fact for you, right? After Antonio scored his third and fourth, that was his first career hat-trick, and the first West Ham player to score 4 goals in a game since 1981. So a round of applause to Mikel Antonio, man. He deserves a round of applause, man. Seriously. West Ham did win the reverse fixture 2-0, so they took 6 points off Norwich. They did the league double. They bossed Norwich, man. They bossed them. So Norwich relegated for the 5th time in their Premier League history.
First team ever to do that.
First team. 24 losses.
I said that, but you need to listen. I think you need to listen.
Nah, you didn't say that.
He said it last video.
Last video.
I said they are the first team to relegate 4 times.
Yeah. I don't really remember much from the last video, you know.
I said it when I was talking about West Ham and Norwich.
Oh, okay. I didn't even hear that. That went
commentator too, you know. Not that you alone have I have it too, you know. So.
Well, look, Ryan, if you have any fun facts, please share it with us.
But the commentator said this as well too.
Look, but when you're watching the games, that's how you learn. What do you think? I'm looking up these things. I'm learning as I'm going. I listen and I learn, but not everybody does that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody does that. So Norwich down, West Ham, they're still alive. Guys, for West Ham, right? Their next game is against Watford. This is a big clash, you know. Both West Ham and Watford won their respective Premier League games.
Let's go, Chadini.
But this is a big game.
So why don't say let's go, Antonio?
Because he didn't know Antonio.
Watford. I like Watford.
Look, he didn't know Antonio was a Jamaican player.
I don't care about him. I like Watford.
But look here. Watford versus West Ham. Right now, Watford 34 points, West Ham 34 points. West Ham has a better goal difference than Watford. A draw would be good for both teams, but not the best because of the results that happened today with Aston Villa and Bournemouth still in it. One of these teams would need to win this game to go up to 37 points, where they would edge ever so closer to safety and throw Brighton, if they don't win their next game or pick up a point, into the relegation mix. But we will get to Brighton. We will get to Brighton. So the Watford West Ham thing would be a huge game. Huge game. And I'm definitely watching this. Even if let me see when they're playing. Friday. I'll be off from work. I'm going to try to catch this game. Guys, please try to catch this game. This will be a big one. I'm trying to find the earlier fixture between Watford and West Ham. West Ham did win it 3-1. So, they have the edge. They have been playing well lately, man. Thomas Susek, who is on loan from Slavia Prague, his physicality, man, he has been playing well. If players like Lanzini and Felipe Anderson and all these guys step up, Declan Rice, Mark Noble, all these guys step up and bring something to the table, West Ham could be a force. Sebastian Haller, you know what I mean? You know, all these guys, Pablo Fornals, they have some decent players in their team, but they just be playing games, man. So, guys, Watford 2, Newcastle 1. Anybody saw this game? I watched this game. Did any one of you guys watch this one?
This was a very good game, man. Very good game. I watched the highlight. I like what I see, and I think I catch a little piece of this match, this Watford game.
Yeah, I was actually playing the game. I was actually doing a live stream, video gaming, my career mode, and I was actually watching both the Norwich, West Ham, and the Watford, Newcastle. And I'm here like this, and I have it on silent, and I'm watching. Because these games, I had, the Liverpool game was coming up that I wanted to see. And then we had a City game coming up, so I'm like, and I wanted to stream. So, but I got to see some of the action still. So Deeney with a brace, 2 penalties, Dwight Gale scoring first. Dwight Gale, who is Jamaican.
Looking good, yeah. Scoring in a couple of games.
Dwight Gale is a potent striker, man. This guy scores a lot. Even though he missed a sitter against City, he does pop up for the goals.
I think he's a very good championship
player, yeah. Yeah, he ripped it up in the championship, man.
When Rafa Benitez was the coach for Newcastle. He brought them up back in the Premier League, He scored almost a 30th goal that season.
Yeah, Dwight Gale is a really good championship striker. If you want somebody to help you come up, get Dwight Gale.
This guy loves to score against Liverpool too, man. This guy upset to 2013, man. This guy loves to score on Liverpool.
And the thing is, he's been around for some time, though. He's been around for quite some time.
He's still young, man. He's still young.
And back in the islands, what would we call Dwight Gale? Yellow man, right?
Yeah, yellow man. Yellow man.
Mulatto.
No.
He's 29,
Yellow man, not mulatto.
Dundus.
Not mulatto.
Dundus.
Mulatto is a very a word that gets people offended. You know what I mean? It's a very offensive word.
Yellow man get people offended to.
Nah, he's a yellow man. That's how he looks. He's a yellow man. You know what I mean?
Listen, a Dundus we call him.
Well, I don't know about that. We call them we say like a red man or a yellow man in St.
One yellow man, and that is King Yellow Man.
Do you guys know my nickname?
What's the nickname? Yellow Man?
Alexi?
No.
What?
Brown man. Brown man.
Burn man?
Brown man.
Oh, brown man. Oh.
I with him car, so. Because he would have called me that too, and he would have called me that too.
No. You name black man, man. You name black man.
All right, guys. All right. Let's get back. Exactly. What's up with this colorism, man? Like, you know what I mean? We all black.
I don't know who chicken.
Exactly. You don't want to be black. You could stay over there and be brown. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this, guys.
Okay.
St. Maximin was back for the Magpies, but didn't help them win this game. Danny Welbeck did hit the post after scoring a spectacular goal there. There was a goal line clearance as well. And another fun fact for this game, Joel Linton got dropped for this game as well. So Oh man, it's
He been dropped for the
frustrating.
last 2 games too.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Gale start for the last 2 games.
It's frustrating when you pay 40-something million pounds for a player and he can't score 5 goals for the season.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
This is the problem. They're not playing to his strength.
Yeah, but still, you brought him in. They brought him in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you're not playing him to his strength, what's going to happen?
What kind of strength you're talking about, Ryan? If you put a striker in front of the goal, right? If you can't get the ball to him, he work and find the ball and later somebody have to be chipping in somewhere. What type of strength you're talking about?
But look,
his strength is have 2 wide men who support him, join him up when him have the ball at him feet. That is why he do so well in Bundesliga and he scores so much goal in Bundesliga.
He didn't really score. Look, he didn't really score a lot of goals, you know. He didn't really score a lot, you know. He scored a good bit of goals, but it wasn't a lot of goals. Check back the stats. Trust me when I tell you this. He scored and he assists, but it wasn't a whole lot of goals.
The team played to his strength.
Excuse me. So they didn't need to pay 40-something million for him. They could have... Look, and the thing is, it's about attracting good players too. Newcastle maybe could not have attracted a better player than Joel Linton for that kind of money. You know what I'm saying?
You know what happened too with Ashley as the owner for Newcastle? Remember when they lose Perez to Leicester City?
Yeah.
They just has to get out and try to prove something to the Newcastle fans. Say, listen, hey, we're still going to spend big money, and they're going to the market and buy a big striker like this guy at the time, and it did not prove out to be the right fit.
You're right. Great point there, Ryan. Great point. But Watford, man, they go up to 34 points. They're 17th. It seems like Nigel Pearson is about to do the business again. He helped Leicester avoid relegation. They did sack him a little after. But no, he seems like he's going to help Watford, a team that has been firing managers left, right, and center. Guys, do you think Watford are going to survive the drop? Do you think that?
Yes.
I believe they have the experience in this team and they have some okay player in my opinion, and they have a goal scorer like Shadino hungry for goal, plus the Senegalese youngster with tear Liverpool apart and
Ismail
just coming back after injury and he looking really good. He get a penalty for Watford too. Yeah. And he has to give Ben Foster a lot of credit. He makes some important save in this game. And it's just about the experience. And plus, Nigel Pearson have a lot of experience in been there in this. Bournemouth coach, Eddie Howe, Aston Villa. This is a problem that Watford have. And I like this Watford team with the likes of Chadini hungry for goal. And I expect Watford to stay up in the Premier League. That's my opinion. And I like Watford.
Why are you talking about Troy? You mentioned Troy Deeney like 5 times just now, bro. Troy Deeney ain't, Troy Deeney could only score penalties this season.
You know what, bro? I like player like Troy Deeney who are hungry and like to bully people. And I like him personality too. So
okay,
that's my
hear
opinion
this.
on Troy
Hear
Deeney.
this, right? Hear this. Watford, right? This is how big of a game the next game is. Watford has to win the game against West Ham. It's a must-win.
Where is the game playing?
The West Ham game is playing in West Ham Stadium. It doesn't even matter, though. It doesn't matter because there's no fans. But there's pitch familiarity, as you mentioned earlier.
It's really matter because if that game was playing at Watford, if you look at their last previous game, they're winning their game.
Yeah, they won 2 games. Yeah, they won the last 2 games there at Vicarage Road. You're right.
So they have a little bit confident.
But they did lose to Southampton at Vicarage Road. It seems like they have been picking up some good results at Vicarage Road. You could be onto something there. Yeah, you are onto something. Yeah. You're definitely on. A lot of their better results have been at home. But on the road, they have struggled a bit.
You see what I mean? You know what I talk about. When you talk about Watford, just check right left.
Okay, all right. Watford, Liverpool, Arsenal, man. All right.
I was gonna agree with Ryan, but seeing that I got this new information now, I will just reserve my opinion. But I think that West Ham's a better team.
Hear this now, right? With West Ham form, the both of them are showing good form over the last couple of games, right? It would be a big game. It's potentially a final, or it potentially is not, because Bournemouth, Aston Villa, back in the mix again. Who knows? They could lose all remaining games. But West Ham, Watford, this is a big game. But the thing is, Watford, they have to win the game against West Ham because they are, it will take a big performance to beat City. After what City's been doing to them over the past few years at every game, 6 and 7 and 8, it's going to take a big performance from them to even get a result out of this game. And then they play Arsenal at the Emirates. So Arsenal, last match day, this game against Arsenal could potentially be a final too. So it's on.
Remember, Chadini have Arsenal ticket.
Look, and the thing is, it's Arsenal Watford. Too, so it's Arsenal. Watford. So I think Watford are going to survive. Simply because, even if let's say they lose to West Ham, right? And they lose to City. That game against Arsenal might be their ticket to stay up in the Premier League. Seriously. And with that said, we are going to move on to the next game. We have a lot of games to go through, and we're just going to move on to the next game right about now. So the next game I want to talk about, the next game on the agenda is, I don't want to leave it for too late today. It's the Liverpool 1, Burnley 1 match. Ryan, your thoughts on this, man? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm happy to see Curtis Jones and Nico Williams to start in this Liverpool team. I've been crying out for some of these youngsters getting game, and to see Nico Williams play 5 games in the Premier League, say we'll get a medal. Curtis Jones, Liverpool have a talent. This guy is the real deal. This guy can use both foot very well. Comfortable on the ball. He know what he's doing, and he always picking up space around that edge of the box, getting shot. I think he should score yesterday, but I am not going to knock him. But overall, with this Liverpool performance, it's an okay one to me. I think have more in the tank, could get the points. But a big problem, 2 big problems for Liverpool I see in this game. Mohamed Salah, a little bit too selfish, and whenever Mohamed Salah playing like this, he never come out good and a victorious. He has to play the simplest football to see Mohamed Salah on the top. This is where bring Mohamed Salah on the top of football. Whenever he cannot pass, whenever he cannot score, he pass it. He's not doing that. Next thing to VAR, man. That Andrew Roberts a penalty.
That was a penalty.
That was a penalty. The new rule that they have, once a player follow through on the player, I don't see how the referee did not give that yesterday. But we get a lot of chance. But one next big point too, the Burnley goalkeeper. This is why this guy have the most clean sheet in the English Premier League. This guy made 8 world-class saves in this game.
I think it was actually about 4 world-class saves and maybe 4 regular ones.
He makes some very good saves. And Roberto Firmino missed one, hit one on the post, and Sadio Mane. I am really pleased with my team performance yesterday, but not really disappointed not getting that victory over Burnley. But it was a very good performance by this Liverpool team, and I cannot really knock them.
Pope did very good for Burnley. He kept them in the game for a long period, and even at the end, he saved a lot of shots as well. And I don't know what you guys celebrate and what you drank in the water break in the second half, but just after that, when you got the drunken master style, they scored against you.
Look, wait.
That was not a water break. That was Jurgen Klopp making 2 change.
Before I go on, before you guys go on, right? Robertson, 34th minute goal. That was a brilliant header. What a ball by Fabinho, man. Great ball.
Yeah.
Look, you didn't miss anything. You
just don't remember.
You don't miss anything. That's why we're doing, the 3 of us are doing this, because we're going to bounce off of each other. What you don't get, I'm going to get. Okay? Don't worry yourself.
Let me execute that one.
Yeah,
a wonderful ball by the Brazilian.
Yeah.
Top. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You talk. You talk, but I'm bringing it up. That was a great ball by Fabinho.
Yeah,
great header by. Great header.
It was a very good. Just a pass alone.
Yeah, good way
to direct that ball in Andrew Roberts to score his 2nd goal in the English Premier League. I'm so proud of Andrew Roberts. because
True,
that was
true.
a very good finish. That remind me of a Luis Suarez finish when
True.
he scored against same Watford.
But Ryan, right? Hear this, right?
Yeah.
Hear this. Hear this. Hear me out here. Gerard Rodriguez scored in the 69th minute. Usually every game after around the 68th minute, they take a water break. It was a water break. And Liverpool came back. The water break caught Liverpool here. It was actually, let me tell you exactly what happened here. Burnley scoring after the drinks break. And I have it written down here that remember we spoke about this affecting
I know,
teams.
but I didn't want him to feel anyway. So
Yeah, but hear this, right? 11 seconds after the restart. Regardless to whatever substitutions you guys made there, it may have thrown things off a bit too. But there was a free kick that shouldn't have even been given to Burnley because Salah was not offside. I don't know if any one of you guys missed this, catch this one. So guys, the Chelsea fan, Ajamo, he had to go. He had something important that came up. So me and Ryan LFC would finish off this video. It's too bad because the next game that was coming up would have been the Chelsea loss against Sheffield United. And I probably think, Ryan, he knew that game was coming up. That's why he fled. That's why he fled with his tail between his legs too.
Because he get whipped.
Exactly. He got put to the sword, man. You know Sheffield United are called the Blades. The Blades. They got put to the sword. Samurai sword up. You know what I mean? But, Ryan, Jordan Henderson out for the rest of the season. Was he a big miss for Liverpool, in your opinion?
Definitely brings so much thing. I will tell you this, Dominic. For the last couple of days, the last couple match with Fabinho in that midfield, he do okay, but I like what Jordan Henderson bring to the game against who play Aston Villa when Jurgen Klopp take off Fabinho and bring Jordan Henderson in that all-in midfield. I like what Jordan Henderson, the fastness, the quickness, the energy that he bring to the Liverpool team, and he have a lot of experience where he can call the guys and tell them, so listen, we need 3 points. We win the Premier League, but we need a little bit extra there. And this is what I think Liverpool missed yesterday, that drive and that fear from Jordan Henderson were barking off Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino, and say, listen, we need a goal and thing. But trust me, he's a big miss for us.
Yeah, you guys lacked his leadership on the field, and maybe that's the reason you dropped your first points at Liverpool, Anfield, for the entire season and since 2019, January 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, January 2019. And during this draw, you guys failed to become the first team to pick up all home wins in a Premier League season. The only team to ever do that in an English top flight season was Sunderland back in 1892 when they only had to win 13 home matches. And you guys could have made history, but you failed to do so. But you got to give props to Sean Dyche and Burnley because it seems like the harder the going gets for them, they just get better. You know what I'm saying? Like when things get rough, when hard time hits them, they just get better and better and better. And it's simply amazing, man. They don't play pretty football, but the style of play that they have, very, very, very effective.
Definitely. And they really defense very good against Liverpool and thing. You have to give them a lot of credit. Remember, Burnley have 50 points. They have 50 points and sitting 10th in the Premier League. That's a big milestone for Burnley Football Club to have 50 points in the English Premier League. CF already with 3 matches left to go. That's a big accomplishment for Burnley.
The season when they went to the Europa League playoffs, they actually picked up 54 total points. And I think that was the best Burnley ever did in a Premier League season, if I'm not mistaken. That was the first.
And don't surprise if Burnley can win their next 3 matches and get 9 points.
Okay, let's check really fast who they play in their next 3 games, and then we could talk. Okay, the next 3 games are against Wolves, Norwich, and Brighton. They're all winnable games. They
can beat them teams, definitely.
All winnable games. Actually, the first match this season between them and Wolves was a draw. So it's possible, man. It's possible. This is a team that was relegated in the 2014-15 season. They came back up in the 2016-17 season. And this all happened under Sean Dyche, who was appointed in 2012, of course. 50 points. They could get, I think Burnley could get at least 57 points, making it their best Premier League season ever. And don't quote me on that. I was trying to find out, but I wasn't able to go back too far. But I do think that would be their best Premier League season. With 57 points, I think they could just maybe edge Tottenham. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to clinch that Europa League playoff spot. I think it's going to be tough. They might just miss out, and I want them to miss out too, so that, and as you keep saying, Ryan, if they miss out, it will be better for them. They don't have to play Europe. They would just have to focus on surviving another Premier League season. Thoughts on that, right? Yeah, you agree with that?
Definitely, I agree with you that, but it looked like they're going to get it, because they're playing really, really good, and they do not concede a lot of goals. So that's the thing with Burnley. So you can expect that from them. Question
for you. Do you know that Man United's front three are actually outscoring Liverpool's front three this season?
Definitely I know, because Manchester United getting bright. They're hyping up themselves over these guys just doing it not just 3 months. Liverpool has been doing this for the last 3 months. Liverpool front three has been doing this. So I don't really want to spoke about these guys, because they have some local fans will just hype up player all the time. But they are doing well, and you have to give them credit. But they are not on the level of Liverpool front three. No way, no time, no way.
Look, maybe on paper, but the facts pointed them. They're providing the goods this season. But compared to what Liverpool has done, it's kind of unfair.
250 goals between the two of them.
Yeah, with the three of them. Yeah. No, Ryan, you're right. This season, United front three are doing well, edging them slightly. But you can't just say that they're better, because they're not better. They're not better.
This is what Manchester United fans tweeting on Twitter.
Nah. Don't worry about the people on Twitter. You know what I mean?
They have to remember, so we are Super Cup World Champion, Premier League Champion, Champions League Champion. Don't get Bright United. Relax.
So this was actually 57 games. It's still actually a record. 57 games since you guys have actually lost a home match. It happened against Palace in 2017. And it could have been actually ended if Goodmanson didn't hit the post. He had a clear shot to put it in, and he hit the post.
But definitely the referee was sleeping, because 2 times the player fouled Alisson Becker when Alisson Becker go up in the build-up.
So maybe if the goal scored...
He could probably go to VR, because he directly shook down Alisson Becker.
Yeah, and Klopp and Robertson was actually really pissed off after that game, because the referee, they asking the referee, how the hell was that not a penalty and everything. And but Liverpool, I think they played good. They played good, but too many missed chances, man. Too many chances that they should have scored. Man. Yeah, but you gotta
Roberto Firmino too.
Firmino did hit the post as well, right? And Nick Pope was also brilliant. He was absolutely phenomenal in the
game. Man of the match, I think.
Definitely. 1-1
Make some good save, honestly, to keep burning the game.
Do you know, are you aware that Firmino has no goals at Anfield?
No goal at Anfield. This is why I said, Damani, I think we should go in the market and get a striker. I want
a backup striker. Firmino need a little bit more competition, though.
Yeah. I remember Ryan Booster doing well for Swansea. He scored probably about 10 goals.
I don't know if he could really.
He can bring something different. You never know. But if not, we have to go in to get a striker. You never know if Ryan Booster can get that chance and come in. So you never know. So let us see what Jurgen Klopp going to do in the summer.
On the topic of Pope, right? Pope has 14 clean sheets. He's leading the Golden Glove race. Who else has 14 clean sheets this season? Do you know?
Alisson Becker.
No, he has 13.
Edison.
Yes.
Edison.
So that's a win. That's a win for Edison in the Becker versus Moraes. Edison Moraes conversation there. I still think Alisson is the better goalkeeper, but Edison, if he put out some more brilliant performances like he has in the last couple of games next season, maybe he'll win. You know, the conversation could be a bit different. So,
What
Ryan,
if you keep clean sheet and everyone?
Yeah. Ryan, you guys could still break the 100-point record though, but you have to win every remaining games. You have 92
It's not
points
possible.
right now.
But all my team playing right now, they giving me mixed feelings, man. All my team playing right now. If we can play like Crystal Palace with smack, Crystal Palace 4 goals to nil at Anfield, I think we can get it. But I think Arsenal, they are just picking up a little bit of form, but I think Liverpool are going to do
But
good.
Arsenal did lose today, though. They did lose.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Arsenal and Chelsea, Liverpool
Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle. You
listen,
guys,
man.
I think, look,
Listen,
I think,
man, I'm going to smash that Manchester City record.
You know what I think? You know what I think? You guys are not going to smash the record. I think you're not going to smash it. You may equal it, or you may just fall short, but you're not getting 102 points. It ain't happening. That's just my opinion. If it does happen, I will give Liverpool their credit, however. But I don't think it's happening. To just end off this whole Liverpool 1, Burnley 1 video, Ryan, I saw something very interesting in the news that a Man United fan bet his 55,000 pounds inheritance on Liverpool winning the season this year. And he won. I think it was a 4 to 6 odds or something bet he placed on it. And he ended up making 91,000 pounds from it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That was and he said he's gonna go on a nice vacation with his family when things clear up, of course, when you know it's safe to travel again, and he's gonna put away the rest for a rainy day. You know, so that's a big win. I should have put some money on Liverpool though. Definitely. I should have put some money because my daughter did predict Liverpool to win the thing. And I can't bet in New York. I can't do any sports betting in New York. But I should have linked up with one of my peeps over in England and put some money on Liverpool winning.
Definitely.
You know what? Would you put money on Liverpool winning the title next season? It's hard, right? It's kind of hard.
No. Of course, I would have put some money. But the reason why I'm thinking, because over the years, I am betting, I am gambling. Liverpool, I always bust my bet. You know, that's what I was thinking.
Look, I won't put any money. I won't put any money on you guys next season because City are coming for this damn thing next season. Okay, so guys, we're gonna move on to the next fixture here, Ryan. Sheffield United 3, Chelsea 0. What a game! You watched this game. You made some reactions to this match as well, and It was a hell of a performance by Sheffield United, man. Put to the sword, man. The blades just chop him up, cut him up, slice and dice him up, man. What are your thoughts? Quick thoughts on this.
Well, for me, Henderson goal for Sheffield United, he came up with some very good save on this rock-solid backline for Sheffield United. They stick to their task. They stay behind the ball and make it difficult for Chelsea. Chelsea cannot break down smaller team when they play against them. The likes of Kante miss for Chelsea. That was a big miss for Chelsea, but you have to give Sheffield United a lot of credit. They are playing very good this season and they keeping a clean sheet. Stop Chelsea from scoring. And they also beat Wolves.
That's big.
They win 2 big games back-to-back at home.
Big game.
And Chelsea, they have some work to do. Slappy defense, you know, Zuma, Capo. They should do much more better than this Chelsea talking about buying
Havertz and Vernon.
I think they're scared going forward. They have some very good player going forward. Christian Pulisic and Timo Werner going forward.
Willian.
But at the back, they are looking suspect, man. They need a goalkeeper and they need centre back. They are looking suspect. And well done to Sheffield United to get the 3 points against Chelsea. They deserve it. They deserve it, that man.
This win actually took Sheffield up to 54 points in 6, but Wolves won today, so they got overtaken. So Sheffield are still in a Europa League spot, and they could still aim for Champions League football. Sheffield could actually finish ahead of Chelsea according to the
Definitely.
form that they're showing right now. Sheffield has 3 remaining fixtures. And let's take a look at the fixtures right now, and I'll tell you, they play Leicester. And Sheffield could beat Leicester. Because Leicester lost today 4-1 to Bournemouth.
Yeah, they have Leicester, Southampton, some very tough game, man.
Look, these are not, in my opinion, Everton, Leicester, and Sheffield and Southampton are winnable games. These are winnable games for Sheffield.
But I think the last game of the season against Southampton, at Southampton with the farm, Southampton have no Dannings chasing
but what
for
I'm
the
saying,
golden
though,
boot.
Southampton don't have nothing to play for, though.
Yes, but Danny Ings.
But Sheffield would, yeah, I know. But Sheffield has something to play for.
Something to play for.
That could actually propel them. So in this game, Ryan, Jorginho came in after a very long time. First start since February. He looked like a different player. Santa Claus with his beard, everything.
Wow.
And Kante was out. That was a big miss. And also the young, very talented player, Billy Gilmore, injured for the rest of the season. He would be out for about 4 months or so. He has underwent surgery already, so I wish the young man a speedy recovery. Ryan, quick thoughts. What are your thoughts on Chelsea's home and away kits that has already been revealed this season?
Oh, for me, I like Chelsea kit. I like the kit. I like the style where they come with the chi and the front. And it's not a bad kit for me.
Simple and classy, in my opinion.
Do you remember this, right? Since Chelsea changed their kit, they has been playing very poorly. They are losing a lot of games.
Maybe they're too hyped. They're too hyped about ZH coming in, Werner coming in, and potentially Kai Havertz. They need to listen. Chelsea need to sell Kepa. They need to sell Kepa back to Athletic Club Bilbao. They need to get rid of Christensen. I don't know why people keep rating Christensen. Christensen needs to go. They need to get rid of Christensen. And they need to bring in a big center half. They need to bring in a solid center half to go sometimes with Rudiger and go sometimes with Zuma. Rudiger made a horrible mistake in this game too, so he's not off the hook at all. But yeah, Chelsea,
they need a commanding center back like a Virgil van Dijk.
Chelsea, it's not looking good for them right now, you know, because Norwich they play next doesn't have anything to lose. They could come out and play and beat them. You never know. I'm not saying they will. They play Liverpool. Oh man.
I think they have Man U in the FA Cup too.
No, forget about that. That's a different competition.
It's a must-win game for Norwich because they have Liverpool and they have Wolves.
No, but what I'm saying, the Norwich game, they have to win it because I don't know. I'm in between here. I'm in two minds here. I don't know if they're going to beat Wolves and Liverpool. And now they're in a predicament.
Trust me, this can be a really dangerous situation Chelsea find themselves in because that game against Liverpool, Liverpool going to want to win that.
Exactly, the 100 points thing too, and the 100 points thing as well. So, you know what I mean? Like, look here. 60 points they have right now. They have Leicester breathing down the necks. United, I think, are going to pass them tomorrow. Wolves have 55 points. If Wolves keep winning, Wolves could pass them. I'm not saying Wolves is going to win, but if Chelsea only manage to get a maximum of 63 points, they could drop completely out because Sheffield could get a maximum of 63 right now, but Sheffield, they're seventh. Tottenham won't be able to pass them. Arsenal won't be able to pass them, but the problem is right now, they could fall all the way to 6th if Wolves win their remaining games. Wolves could get a maximum of 64 points.
Chelsea can end up at 7.
Europa League, because I think they have a better goal difference than Sheffield United. They you know what I mean? So right now, Wolves play Burnley, Crystal Palace, and they play Chelsea. Oh man, they play Chelsea. So, you know, it's going to be tough. Let's just say it's going to be very, very tough. But in terms of the goal scorers, Ryan, David McGoldrick, first Premier League goal for the man. He's 33 years old, first Premier League goal for the man, and he actually tapped in a rebound there. And to make it better, he showed up in the second half and made it a brace. And that was a terrible mistake from Antonio Rudiger, man. Terrible mistake. In between that goal, Oliver McBurney. This guy is he's a good player. He's a good player, and he scored, and 3-0. It could have been 4. Lise Mousset, he was through on goal. He failed to score. I think it was a poor performance by Chelsea. They need to get rid of Kepa, and I suggest they bring in the Ajax goalkeeper, Andre Onana, and they need to forget about Kai Havertz and bring in a damn defender who could actually win them games. They're not going to win the title next season. Forget about talking about the title. I will not put Chelsea in no title race unless they improve their defense.
They really surprised me because I was one of the guys who make so many videos on Chelsea boosting up them so they look scary, and then they disappointed me like that, man.
So do you think Sheffield are going to get one of these European places, either a Europa League or even maybe Champions League? You never know. Chelsea could lose their remaining 3 matches and they could pass them. And if City gets banned, it makes it even better for Sheffield United.
Well, let us see tomorrow. That's a big thing for Manchester City. So if Manchester City get banned, Sheffield look really good. Sheffield, Wolves, these guys looking really good to play the Champions League over Tottenham, Spurs, and Aston. You know?
Yeah. Because if they do get it, they would deserve it. First time back in the Premier League and they're playing so well. Props to Sheffield, man. Props to Chris Wilder and props to Sheffield. And even if they fail to get European football, it would be a great platform to build on next season. Chelsea, they have a plus 14 goal difference. A plus 14, you know. Imagine that. A plus 14 comparing to City's plus 57. Liverpool plus 49. Leicester plus 29. Man United plus 26. And you want to talk about Premier League next season? Get the hell out of here with that poor-ass defense. And we are going to move on. But before we move on, do you think they have any chance whatsoever of beating Bayern Munich?
No.
No chance?
No.
None
chance.
Whatsoever?
No chance.
None
Bayern
whatsoever.
Munich going to tear them apart. They tear them apart at Stamford Bridge, so why they think they're going to have a chance at Bayern Munich? But this is football, you never know.
They have no chance. But we're going to move on to the next game. We have a few more games to run through. I know it's long. I know you're tired, Ryan. We've been watching football matches all day. But
all week.
All week. But we just want to review these. So let's just run through these. I don't want to spend too long on the remaining matches. It would have been easier if we had Palmer here with us, you know, to bounce back off and run through these. But he had to go, so we got to do a thing. Brighton 0, Man City 5, man. What a performance, man. It's this City team. Just my quick thoughts on this match, Ryan.
Yeah.
We just keep battering teams. We even battered Liverpool. But then you go and lose to Southampton. It doesn't make any sense. You beat up Burnley, you beat up Arsenal, and you're going to lose to Chelsea who has no defense. That just rhyme, you know. That just rhyme. No sense. It doesn't make no sense, no defense. You know what I'm saying? I should probably make a song too, or maybe not. But, Ryan, it's annoying. As a City fan, I'm telling you, this is annoying, man. It's like you smashing teams and then you go and you messing up the games you're supposed to win.
Definitely.
The reverse fixture was a 4-0 win for City back in August. Big news, big City news, Aguero out for the rest of the season, and reports are saying he could miss the Champions League as well, the remainder of the Champions League. Talk about Champions League, the draw came out, and we will play Juve or Olympic Lyon. And if we win that, we could face a Barcelona or potentially a Napoli, potentially a Chelsea, potentially a Bayern Munich. So
never know.
I just want us to overturn this ban tomorrow. If you're watching this video right now and the ban hasn't been, uplifted, well, you know what it is. Go check the video where I made that. But hopefully we overturn the ban. So, fun fact, Ryan, City has 31 wins and 1 draw in the Premier League when Gabriel Jesus scored. He scored a goal yesterday, and it was a good goal. He needed that goal, man. He really, really needed that goal. And I saw Jesus expressing himself. He dribbled through the freaking defense, and I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? We haven't been seeing that from Jesus. Briefly, what are your thoughts on that outcome, man? Did you watch the game? Did you get to watch any of this?
Yeah, I watched the City game. I watched the City game. I'm impressed with what City doing. Raheem Sterling. Remember, this guy has 17 goals. 17 goals, and listen, this guy still have a chance to win this Golden Boots. I want to run through something quick. Up next, he have Bournemouth at Manchester City. So he's going to have chance to score to catch up with the likes of Vardy, Mohamed Salah, and Pierre Aubameyang.
Yep.
And also they have Watford and Norwich in their last three games remaining. So this last 3 games for Manchester City, why not? Why Raheem Sterling cannot score 7 in these last 3 games?
That was a good hat-trick, though. That was a good hat-trick. The first goal from distance, side foot, that was good. The second goal, a header. That was a good header. Glancing off
it was a very good header.
I think that came off. Was that the goal that came? I can't remember that goal exactly, but I can't remember everything from that goal. But the second header was when he dribbled through the box and he fought and the ball landed on his head and go in. That completed the hat-trick. Bernardo Silva, Ryan, we were talking about him earlier before a previous episode. He scored his first Premier League goals in 19 Premier League games.
Well, that's changed because Bernardo Silva, one of Manchester City player, standout player last season, just because Pep Guardiola fooling around with this guy's career. Put him on the left, put him on the wing, and it's not sure that Pep Guardiola sometimes he can overthink too much because Bernardo is one of Manchester City key player last season from midfield, standout player, and it's good to see him can get the monkey off him back to score a goal yesterday. Well said,
well said. I think I saw something that Pep is kind of apologized to him for not, because he has been using him, he has been basically a filler, you know what I mean? Filling there, filling here, do a job there.
This is what happened to you when there is a very good player can play a lot of different positions.
Exactly.
Jordan Henderson too,
So with that 5-0 win, Ryan, we move up to 72 points, and officially we can't be passed because our goal difference is so good. We will get second. And tomorrow, as I kept mentioning, we will know. We will know if we get banned and we play Champions League football next season or if we don't. You mentioned the next fixtures. They're easy fixtures. Supposedly easy fixtures. Bournemouth, they're under pressure. You never know what they can do. You never know what they could do. Norwich, you never know what they can do as well. Already, nothing to lose. And Watford, we know what's going to happen. They're going to get battered. My opinion on Brighton, they pose no threat on the day here. And they find themselves in a very tricky position on 36 points. They're 15th. Should they, or not should, would, are they, let me say it, are they going to survive the drop? Ryan, do you think they're going to survive the drop?
Well, for me, they're doing okay for me down in the bottom, and they have 36 points. The greatest thing, they have the points on the board when the likes of Watford, Bournemouth there, and Aston Villa has to play catch up, and West Ham. This is the thing, they just probably need one more win, and I think they probably can call themselves safe, depend upon the result down in the bottom.
True.
So I think they're going to stay up. And they're just slightly going to stay up, in my opinion, because they just have the points on the board. One more win, 39 points in the Premier League.
One more win would do it. Yeah. A draw, I think, would do it too. But
Definitely.
Brighton has this problem. The last games of the season, they're not winning. The 9 games in a row they lost last season, I think, or they failed to win any of their last 9 games. They did pick up a surprise win.
The next couple games they have Southampton, they have Newcastle and Burnley. So you never know. They can get a win against.
It's games that they could win. It's winnable games. They did pick up a win against Arsenal, and they did pick up a draw against Leicester City.
You know what's a good thing with Brighton? They always play very good at home and things. So home advantage for them, they are always going to do well at home.
I think they have to look to pick up some points against Newcastle here.
Definitely. That is a must win for them.
A draw against Southampton. I think that's a South Coast. Both teams are in the South Coast of England. I'm not from England, by the way, guys, so I'm not but I think both teams are on the South Coast, and that would be a big game. They have to pick up points from any of these, even against Burnley, at least a draw. And I think they're safe, though. I think they are safe, though. But in terms of City, I'm happy with what all the players did in this game. Even Benjamin Mendy had a great game. Rodri had a great. Kyle Walker, man, this man was amazing. Eric Garcia, Laporte. I think Laporte played out the entire match, if I'm not mistaken. And that's very, very nice to see. Let me double check. Don't quote me on that, but let me double check really quick. If Laporte played, and I see it's not good to second guess yourself. Played out the whole thing. You know what I mean? Played out the whole thing. I'm very impressed with the wins that we picked up. We battering teams, but the losses let me down big time, man. The Chelsea and the Southampton loss, unacceptable. Unacceptable. You know what I mean? But Ryan, I have a question for you before we move on to the next fixture. Which team has the best attack in the league?
Definitely Manchester City. Definitely.
Okay. Thank you for
by creating the most chance, goal,
Yeah.
and all of them stuff.
It's just been ridiculous for me. And that's why it's hard to understand why we're so far behind. 9 points.
The thing is with Liverpool this season, they have must say 15, 16 different goal scorers this season. Most of the players them turn up. Axel Chamberlain turn up here and there. The likes of Navigator. This Liverpool team was a team performance this season. Player came up in the moment, Fabinho. So that's why we have so many different goal scorers, not only depending on the Liverpool front three. The Salah, the Mane, the Roberto Firmino, all players step up. Jordan Ennis, Genie.
Correct. So we move on to the next game. We have Wolves 3, Everton 0. This is a big win for Wolves, man. They bounced back after losing their last 2 games. We had Raul Jimenez scoring a penalty there. Daniel Podence brought down Leander Donker. That was a wicked header he scored there. And Diego Jota, who scored a 74th minute goal after he missed a one-on-one with Jordan Pickford. So keeping a clean sheet there for Rui Patricio, Nuno Espirito Santo. Big win. Take them back above Sheffield United in 6th position. Quick thoughts on this game?
Well, I'm happy for Wolves to bounce back after that late heartbreak against Sheffield United and to see them bounce back at home against my rival, Everton. I just cannot say nothing good about Everton in this game. They did not do nothing going forward, and you have to give Wolves credit, much better team than this Everton team, and you can see the class above against this Everton team. And well done to Wolf.
Yeah. So for the Diego Jota goal, Ruben Neves, man, that was a lovely ball.
Brilliant
only 23,
pass.
Only 23 years old. What a player, man. I don't know how long.
You know, I see this guy, man. Say, this guy that do well in Manchester City in that deeper.
We wanted him.
This guy, Liverpool was linked to him last summer. This guy can break up the tackle. This guy can start the game. He's a very good player and he's young.
Yeah, we wanted him, though. We wanted him. Traore did come off the bench, which I think he is more effective doing than starting. He came on for Podence. He missed a sitter. Again, he did miss a sitter in the last game as well. I don't know what's going on.
Against Arsenal.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, man. Also, fun fact, 18-year-old Branthwaite made his Premier League debut centre-back. He made his Premier League debut for Everton, came on for the veteran Leighton Baines, who played as a left wing back. Everton had to change up their whole system here to play against Wolves. They played 3 at the back, and it failed. But Branthwaite, to mention Branthwaite, he was the player that did not pick up Leander Dendoncker. As soon as he came on, the free kick, Pedro Neto with a wicked free kick, and the young centre-back couldn't keep up with the Belgian, and he scored, man. He scored. Brian, you know what I'm thinking right now? Nick Pope, man, he should get the starting spot in the England team over Jordan Pickford.
Definitely, because Jordan, in this same game, Jordan Pickford nearly spin one in goal, you know. I think Nick Pope is much better goalie than Pickford. So I think
he is proving himself to be. And it's hard work, man. You know, even if you're second, work very hard to get first. Simple as that.
But it's going to be a big, because remember, Man United goalkeeper they loaned to Sheffield, Anderson. He has been having a fantastic
exactly.
season.
So it's good. It's a good headache.
It's good to see. And I don't know why Pickford still being England #1. I have 2 very good young goalkeepers like this. But let us see next come September if we're having a international friendly. and see what Gary Scoutier go in goal.
But Ryan, hear the thing. It's good to have that because when he know he has a competition, he's gonna play better. So
that put him on a lot of pressure too.
Exactly. But he is gonna be forced to play better. Some fun facts here or some main things that happened in the game. Yerry Mina, he went off injured. Coleman came on, and we had 500 Premier League appearance for Theo Walcott. Southampton, Arsenal, and Everton, man. So that's a big achievement, man. He's 31. He started when he was about, 15 years old?
Yeah, 15, 16 at Southampton.
Exactly, and it's good to see he's still around and he's still playing well. Not as effective as he was in the past, but I think he has underwhelmed throughout his career. But it's good to see him come up with 500 Premier League appearances. Not a lot
That's
of
a
people
lot of
have.
game, man.
I think they said only 5 people have more than him. I think James Milner do have more than him too. Garrett Barry and a few other players. So we're gonna move on to the next game really quick here. But Wolves. Just to mention really quick, Wolves, they're in the hunt for Champions League still. They play Palace, Chelsea, and they play Burnley. I think Wolves could win all 3 games. They might not, but the race, the main thing is, Ryan, the race for top 4, 5, or whatever it is, top 6, it's hot right now. It's hot. Aston Villa 2, Crystal Palace 0. You watch this game? Did you see any of this game?
Yeah, I watched a highlight of this game, and it was a very good victory for Aston Villa too. It's very important.
Big victory, man. They needed this.
In the earlier half, Crystal Palace scored, Saka scored a header, and then VR cancelled.
Do you think it should have been a goal?
Yeah, I think it should be a goal because that was him shoulder.
Yeah.
Shoulder, not him hand. Shoulder, and that because when Crystal Palace scored, I see the Aston Villa manager all on the made and frustrated because he must say, yet we fall behind again. And from there, Aston Villa just start to run riot at Crystal Palace.
Because, Ryan, the other thing, because remember, if Palace had scored, it would have been a total different game. It would have been a total different game here. Did you see the fight between Zaha, Tyrone Mings, and Sacco in the highlight that did they show that in the highlights?
No, they did not show.
Yeah, well, there was a little scuffle. Zaha, I think he fouled one of the him and one of the Aston Villa defender got tangled up a bit, and Tyrone Mings stepped to him. And Zaha is a bad boy. Zaha didn't back down, and the referee had to come. They had to break it up. And they both got yellow cards. Sacco even got involved, and he got a yellow card too. So that was a big thing in the game. But all that happened before Trezeguet, the Egyptian, scored the first goal, and it was in first half extra time. Really, really good goal there to put Villa 1-0 up. So that was good because Crystal Palace won the reverse fixture, and for Villa, who has been struggling to score the first goal, it gave them the impetus to come back in the second half and do the business. Second half, early on in the second half, Grealish taken down. Grealish is fouled heavily, supposedly taken down by Van Aanholt. But penalty was given, VAR review, and it was deemed not to be a penalty. Did you see that one?
No, I did not see that one.
Yeah, you see, you missed it in the replay. But that's why it's good if one person watch and, so we could get insight. It was not a penalty, and I think it was the right call by VAR. So at least they did the business. They did the business. They did what they were supposed to do there. That's what VAR is for. But there was a big save by Guaita from Konza header. And right after that, a few seconds later, Trezeguet, the Egyptian, showing up when Mohamed Salah fails to do so. He scored the winner. He scored the winner for Villa. 2-0. 2-0. Awesome. Well-deserved win, man. They played how they were supposed to be playing all season. All season.
Definitely.
Do you think now, Ryan, we don't want to stay on this too long, but do you think right now they go up to 30 points? Do you think they stand a very slight chance of surviving? Because, wait, Dean Smith said he's approaching this as a final. Every game is a final, like a cup match. Every game, they want to get to the final to survive. Any thoughts on that?
I think, honestly, Aston Villa always making a lot of mistake at the back, and to see they get a clean sheet, they can build on that. But I think, my honest opinion, I think it's going to be too late for Aston Villa.
Yeah, it could be too late. Because they have Everton next, West Ham. Oh man, look. West Ham have some big games, you know. Watford,
West Ham have some team that they're going to play down in the we're right around it.
Exactly. It's a relegation battle. So West Ham have Watford. They have United. Oh man, West Ham. Oh man, their backs against the wall here. They have to do something. They have to do something big. But Villa, Everton, Arsenal, West Ham. Villa's destiny is in their own hands. They have to win all 3 games. I think they have to win all 3 or at least win 2. If they fail to win one, if they fail to pick up, let's say they pick up 4 points, I don't think 4 points would be enough at all. And from what I heard, the commentators were saying, they were showing the owner on the screen. I think he's the owner or whatever, but it would be a £200 million catastrophe if they go down. So a lot is on the line, man. A lot is on the line. If they could do what they did today, it could actually be, you know what I mean, they could actually pull off the great escape. Before we go on, Benteke, he picked up a second yellow and he received a red in this game. He picked up a yellow early on. I think, I can't remember exactly when he did, but he picked up 2. Look, this thing happened as soon as the whistle blew. So to be completely honest, I don't even know what exactly happened there. Did you catch any of that in the highlights?
Yeah, I see him get red card.
Was it a straight red or a yellow?
What happened, the highlight just cut it off right after.
I think it was a second yellow, you know. He did something silly early on in the game and picked up a yellow, and then he got a second yellow. So Villa's last 3 games against Everton, as I said, they did pick up a win against Everton early on in the season. Arsenal, they lost against Arsenal, and West Ham, they picked up a draw. 4 points is not going to be enough. They need to win all their games. Crystal Palace, they're struggling. They have lost their last 5 matches. That's crazy, right? Because
they was on farm.
Exactly.
Up to playing Liverpool, they was on farm. Same farm Liverpool have on.
They had like 4 wins in a row.
Yeah. The wicked, but one question before we move on, though. I'm going to ask you a question. Who is the most fouled player in the English Premier League?
Jack Grealish.
Okay.
And before we do move on, Ryan, some news for you. A 12-year-old kid, I don't know if it's a boy or girl, was arrested.
It's a boy, man.
Yeah, arrested. Racist post towards Wilfred Zaha. That's like, come on, these kids need to chill.
In DM. It's a culture thing, bro. This thing, to tackle this thing, you're not going to change overall. It has to start from grassroots, the education of the kids, because both of us, black and white, we need to get more teaching, bro. We need to get more teaching, and it has to start from the grassroots coming up.
Well said, Ryan. Well said. But we won't talk too much more about Crystal Palace. They're not really playing for nothing. They have survived already. Great job by Hodgson. They just have to build. The team is old. They need to recruit some new players and go again. Next one, the big one. 187th North London derby between Tottenham and Arsenal. 2-1 win for Tottenham. Arsenal dropping points from a winning position once again. And it's just sad. This was the first North London derby for both coaches as well. The first one early on in the season was a 2-2 draw between Pochettino and Unai Emery. Both of them sacked already. So what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, for me, Arsenal are really disappointing. Arsenal, they play very good. But what I noticed with this Arsenal team, when they start out, they play very well in the first half. They always have a solid first half, but they run out of steam in the second half. But let us talk about the first half a little bit. Arsenal create a lot of chance, and Tottenham, I think they do pretty well too in that first half. It was an end-to-end stuff, one of the best game end-to-end since Premier League restart. Both teams was going at it, and Lacazette with that brilliant strike, top-class goal, but Arsenal just cannot defense to save their life. They keep on making mistakes. Callison, what the Elimo's doing to pass that ball. You should pass that ball outside, not inside. And
the
David
thing is,
Luiz,
right? You know why I tell you David Luiz can't be blamed for that? Because David Luiz wasn't expecting the ball back because of how it was.
No, he was. What happened, Dominic? He passed the ball on the wrong side.
Or maybe he was expecting it. Maybe he was expecting it.
But the bad pass. He passed the ball too much away from David Luiz. So David Luiz could take him down, but that's going to cost Aston.
Listen, to be fair to David Luiz, he has no part to do with it. It was not his fault. It was Kolasinac. Listen, Kolasinac has been a big waste lately. Maybe he had some few big games and he helped Mesut Ozil when the knife men came and everything. But apart from that, Kolasinac has been a big waste. Seriously.
Definitely. I have to tell you the truth, Dominic, the last couple of games, he has playing very well. He has to be fair with him.
I did say he has some good games. But he come on, man. Come on. In a crucial situation like this where Arsenal, they were ahead of Spurs, they were 8th. And if a win would have taken them with, look, Arsenal are in jeopardy of not even getting Europa League. And I don't think
that would be good for them. That would be good for them.
And yeah, you did mention that. And I don't, let's just go quickly to the fixtures. They play the last 3 games, Liverpool, Aston Villa, who look, and Watford. These teams are dangerous to play right now.
Right now,
they want Villa, points. Exactly. Liverpool, they want the 100 points. It's dangerous. Arsenal, I'm going to make the decision. They're not getting Europa. They're not even getting Europa League right now. Arsenal are finished. As a matter of fact, Arsenal are finishing 10th this season.
Wow.
Arsenal are finishing.
I think that's going to be their worst ever.
It is
for a long time, bro.
Arsenal has not finished outside the top 6 in 21 years. Like, come on. But that Lacazette goal was a thing of beauty. What a goal, man. What a goal. And
for them the crossbar. Lloris makes some very good saves too.
Martinez made some very good saves too. Remember that tip that Davies shot from distance? He tipped over. That was a very good save.
That guy proved himself. 10 years he had
10 years
football club, loaning out a lot, and in this side say this season
he not do it again.
He want to stay, and he look to me. I think he much better quality player than Leno. I think.
To be honest,
with him feet, bro. With him feet. But I watch him since Leno take over, and this guy has been proving himself. Say he's a quality player, can be a backup for Arsenal.
I think. Oh, you hear what you just say? A backup, you know.
Yeah. Because depend on if Leno coming back, because
I think he's gonna be the backup keeper. Leno is not gonna play 2. He's gonna be the backup keeper, in my opinion. But great. Lacazette with his 7th Premier League goal of the season. I think Lacazette should have had more than 7. You know what I'm saying? Like 7.
This guy has been poor. This guy has been poor away from home. I think I'm second goal is away from home this season.
I think this is He did score in the last game, I think.
Yeah, Arsenal, against Ulf away.
Arsenal, after the 2 losses after restart, they were 5 games without a loss, and now, bam, they're losing to their biggest rivals. Tottenham.
And they're going to lose against Liverpool.
Yeah, that one. Look, if you're going to lose to Tottenham, best believe you're going to lose to Liverpool, man. Best believe that. Heung-Min Son, you got to give him credit. His first Premier League goal against Arsenal for just sticking around and just poaching and just being aggressive there with the press to make it 1-1. And
big goal for it.
Big goal. Aubameyang, I think he had way too many chances and didn't take them, man. Way too many chances and didn't take them. You know what I'm saying? And if he had taken his chances, it could have been a total different game. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. As I said, Lloris makes some very good save. Pierre Aubameyang hit the post. I think he should even score 1. I think he really should even score 1 to put the Gunners 2-1 in front. But that's all football say. If you do not take your chances and never make good of the opportunity, you're going to fall behind and you're going to fall short. And that's what Arsenal do right now. They fall short against the Tottenham's first team. Great boots for the Tottenham's fans.
But wait.
Rights.
True. But Ryan, from my notes, it was 1-1 at halftime and Aubameyang hit the post in the second half, 59th minute though.
Definitely. That was going. And Lloris make a wonderful save in the 68th minute too.
Arsenal should have never lose this game. They should have never lose this game. Because hear this, right? Here next fun stat before we move on to the next fixtures. One more game we have left to talk about. One more game, we're going to finish it off with one more game. So, Spurs have finished higher than Arsenal in the last 3 seasons. Spurs should have won the title back in 2016-17 when Chelsea won it. In my opinion, that was their best chance to win it and they screw it up. In that season, Liverpool did place 8th, for your information. And just to give people some context of how far Liverpool have came, City placed 4th. Before the last 3 years, Arsenal finished above Spurs 21 consecutive seasons. So it just shows how low Arsenal have dropped. They haven't won the title in over 16 years. And, you know, it's not looking like they're going to challenge for the title anytime soon. You know, and with the game being 1-1, Arsenal creating chances after chances and Aubameyang not taking the chances, he should have scored. He should have scored when he hit the post. He should have scored when he was open as well. And Spurs from the corner, man. From the corner, another set play. Another set. Arsenal, I don't know, man.
Very first goal since at home. Since he scored against Aston. Yeah, against Monaco in the Champions League.
Look. Spurs have now passed Arsenal. And Mourinho, bragging rights for him, 52 points. They're looking at Europa League. In my opinion, 3 matches left. They could only get a maximum of 61 points. It's Europa League, the most, unless Leicester screw up or United screw up. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think these teams are going to at least get over that 61-point mark. And Spurs, they're going to just fall. Spurs are playing Europa League next season. Do you agree with that or do you not agree?
Spurs, it would be good for Jose Mourinho because he don't want to take that Europa League spot very seriously, and that is another way to get into the Champions League for the next season. So I think Spurs, it's going to be tough. My honest opinion, it's going to be tough because
they have Sheffield, Newcastle, they have Leicester, which is a big game, and they have Crystal Palace. I think it's winnable games because of what Leicester have been showing, but they have to win all of them to stand a chance of getting Champions League. And I think the most they're gonna get is Europa League. But
I think you're going to down to not in for them, and it's going to be in Sheffield and Wolves, in my opinion, to see if they're going to get Europa League. That's
to be honest, I actually want both Arsenal and Spurs to miss out on European football next season. And this is not any bias or anything. They have not played well enough to get either. And I think Sheffield and Wolves deserve those places to bring some money into their club too. Think about it.
But Dominic, this could be if Arsenal and Spurs do not play in the Europa League.
It's going to be yeah.
The Premier League going to be hot because these guys going to be rested.
It doesn't matter.
Have to do anything for you for
it doesn't
traveling.
matter.
And then if Manchester City get the 2-year ban, it's going to be a tough Premier League title. So Liverpool, man,
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Let's just say it's gonna be good. But Arsenal, man, I think, as I said, they have Watford, Villa, which is gonna be tough matches, and they have Liverpool. So I think both teams are gonna miss out. To be honest, the way Sheffield are playing, the way Wolves are playing, and the fixtures that they have left, Leicester, they're up there, Chelsea. Look, they're not passing none of them teams. And last but not least, finally, I know it's a marathon video, and, you know, it takes a lot out of us, but Bournemouth 4, Leicester 1, coming back from 1-0 down. Ryan, this is the best match of the weekend. I don't care what nobody want to say.
One of the best results for
Bournemouth.
For Bournemouth, man, this is a great result for Bournemouth, and to see they go down 1-0 at first half and came back, trust me, wow, well spent 20 million and Dominic Solanke. 2 goals.
The man has my name. Say my name properly. Say it over. Say it over, please. Say it over.
Dominic Samalanki away, man. Salanki.
Dominic. But no, Dominic.
Dominic Salanki. Yeah, Dominic Salanki. So, I'm sorry about that.
I can't believe this. But look. Look, Dominic Solanke, man, if you're watching this, I know you're not, but congratulations to you, bro. He scored one Premier League goal for Liverpool, but he never scored any for Bournemouth, 50-something games. It's just a ridiculous stat. And for him to show up today and get 2 in a winning performance for your club when your club is fighting
that
so hard.
That could be a confident boost going forward for Dominic Solanke.
Look, they play City next. You never know what's gonna happen. 31 points right now. 2 wins, and they could be safe. 2 wins, and they could be safe. Look here, they play City, they play Southampton and Everton. They could win the games against Southampton and Everton. I don't know about the City match.
Against City, that's going to be tough for them.
It's gonna be a good game. But
guess what? But guess what? They're fighting for their future. You never know. They have something to play for Manchester City. Who could tell? But watch out. What if Manchester City get banned and that affect the player them?
Exactly. You never know. So,
Ryan,
you never know, bro. But it's going to be at the Etihad, and City has been really good at the Etihad lately. So it's going to be tough for them, man. It's their home stadium is a nice, intimate, small park setting. Cities, Etihad big. So it's going to be they have to come good. They got to come good. But in this game, man, Solanke, man, oh my God, a brace. And this didn't just happen. This happened because Leicester, I think, went into the second half a bit complacent, because they had it. Jamie Vardy scored a giveaway in midfield by Bournemouth, and it was a terrible mistaken defensive blunder back there, failing to clear the ball, give it straight to Vardy. Bam, 23 goals for the season. Since we're on Vardy, do you think he's going to win the Golden Boot award this
Definitely. Season? This goal alone secure Jamie Vardy to win the Golden Boot.
23. It's amazing, man.
Because the rest of the rest of player them have tough game too. Like the likes of Dannings with close team, Pierre Aubameyang, they have tough games. So with the likes of Vardy leading with a cushion, 3 goals.
Yeah. And I don't think Sterling is going to score 7 or 8 goals in the next 3 games.
I think Vardy going to get. I think, in my honest opinion, I'm predicting him get 25 goals.
Vardy is going to get it.
That's going to be great for Jamie Vardy to win the Premier League and win the Golden Boot in his career. Definitely. Over 100 plus Premier League game. That would be ridiculous.
Premier League goals, 100 plus Premier League goals. You just brought that up. So, look. With West Ham winning, Watford winning, Villa winning, Bournemouth had to show up. They had to show up. But it was against all odds. They didn't have Joshua King, and they didn't have some key players as well. Adam Smith, who picked up that injury in the last game, head injury. Brooks. There's a kid by the name of Davy Brooks. He came back after. He's good.
The guy is a talent. And I love to have that guy at Liverpool.
That guy is one of the players that helped this win today. He came back, and he was only able to play this season because of the restart, because of the break. He came back. But Leicester, and even though, look, Nathan Ake picked up an injury.
That's going to be a big.
Yeah, that's a big miss, but you never know against all odds. Steve Cook came on. He had a falling out with Eddie Howe, and he made his 300th Bournemouth appearance. So Steve Cook, a veteran, look, he could come out with a big performance. Maybe he will pull out the goalkeeper, save again, and, stop City or something, and he gets sent off and Bournemouth will come back. You never know. But 1-0 at halftime, Leicester City. Bournemouth made a double change. They brought on Billing and somebody else they brought on. I can't remember who. Let me check real quick. They brought on Billing and they brought, I think, Stanislas and Billing. Yeah, it was Stanislas and Billing they brought on. I could be wrong, but it is Stanislas because he scored the penalty. And Leicester, they brought on Dennis Pratt. I can't remember who they brought him on for. If it was, let me double check. They brought on Dennis Pratt for Albrighton. It was Albrighton. They took off Iheanacho and Albrighton. It had to be Albrighton they took him off for. Leicester, but that's insignificant.
Leicester, my boy get red card in this game too. When him get red card.
So, yeah.
And then Jardine and Evans score a 1 goal. You know, so but
No, that wasn't actually an
cheating.
own goal, you know. That was a deflected goal.
A deflect or whatever you call it, but a own goal they give. They give it to our own goal. So Leicester City miss. Yeah, Leicester City miss.
Oh yeah, they did because Stanislas that would have been a Stanislas goal, I think. Yeah. So it's an own goal. Yeah, you're right.
So Leicester City they miss 3 big key player for this game and previous game too.
Madison, right?
They missed the left back and the right back for Leicester City.
Chilwell and Pereira. Pereira, I think, is out for the rest of the season. But
so Leicester
man,
really fierce.
Look, Ryan. Look. We're not gonna make no excuse for Leicester. Yeah. They fucked up. Let's just say that right now. Pardon my language if you're watching this right now, but Leicester seriously fucked up though. Because they were cruising, you know. They were cruising.
Leading by 7 points, cushion at the third spot. At 1 point.
That's the thing too. They were cruising in the Champions League positions and they were cruising in the game. And until Schmeichel, a little bit of overconfidence to hit the ball so hard to NDD, bounce off for NDD, and Callum Wilson, who was lingering around, got the ball and NDD tripped him up. NDD should have been sent off. Callum Wilson was asking for him to get sent off. Stanislas stepped up and he made it 1-1. And from then, it just went downhill. 3 minutes later, Solanke scored his first Premier League goal. And that first Premier League goal for Bournemouth. Let me correct that. So Yanchu got sent off in the whole thing for kicking Callum Wilson in the goal. That was crazy. Like, what you need to do that for? Explain to me why you need to do that.
And then some key game coming up and then get red
exactly.
Stupid, man. City. Yeah.
Stupid.
And then been missing some key player and then you going to do that.
Exactly. And you know what? That's reckless play. So he might get a couple games. That's and dangerous play.
This tackle could cost Leicester City for the Champions League spot.
Exactly. It could. Maybe they'll get 5th. You never know. And if City are banned, they might get away. But we're gonna know. We're gonna know pretty soon. But Harvey Barnes came on. They got red carded. So they 10 men. So they're trying to get back in the game. 2-1 down. 2-1 down at that point. You know what I'm saying? And they were still in it. But then they conceded again. That deflected shot 3-1. And I'm like, am I seeing this thing right? Then they brought on this kid. Bournemouth brought on this kid called Surridge. He almost scored too. He almost scored, and then Solanke, bam! That was a Solanke, man.
The second goal, I think the keeper should do better.
Of course, I think that was the goal from the angle, right? The tight angle.
Yeah.
He has to stop that. But come on, 10 men down. You're thinking about Champions League. You're thinking about how messed up you guys they have been playing. Like he can't do anything about that, man. He can't do anything about that. You know what I'm saying? Look, they got outplayed in the second half. They got outdone, and it's going to be tough for Leicester. It's going to be tough because their next 3 games are against Sheffield, who are fighting for Europe, who are fighting for Champions League, Tottenham, who are doing the same, and Man United, who are doing the same. Leicester City can lose all 3 matches, all of them, and fall right out of Europe. Not even Europa League. It's possible.
It's possible. It's possible because they're going to miss some key player. You never know.
Look, it's rough for them. Let's just say Brendan Rodgers has dropped the ball again. But Ryan, it's been real, man. It's been real. We've been doing this for a long time. For those of you guys who watch the end of the video, remember, there was timestamps. For those of you guys who skip around, I appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate it. It took us a long time to do this. We are going to try to finish this off for the season, and we are going to come back next season even harder. It's all about a marathon here. It's about sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Right, Ryan? Am I correct?
Definitely. A lot of sacrifice to make this video, guys. I want you to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, share the video, get the message out there.
Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. On behalf of Palmer, who's not here right now, guys, Palmer wanted to be here, but he had some things to do. Palmer, if you're watching this right now, we aren't mad at you for not being able to finish off the video. And next time, hopefully you could be here again. Definitely. So from your boy Dominic Rich, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace out. Rich? Squad. Ryan, what you got to say to the people?
Peace out.
Definitely. All right.